Welcome to the highlights of the second day's play in this opening Test match skirmish between Australia and the West Indies at the Gabba. A wonderful first day of play, and at the close of play the Australians had finished at 6 for 259. Terrific performance from both teams, wonderful entertainment in front of a crowd of just over 11,000. Matthews 28 not out and Healy 2 not out. Alan Border the top scorer with 73. And the bowling figures for the West Indies, bear in mind they were without Courtney Walsh all day and they still did a terrific job. He bowled just five balls of 1 over before he had to go off with a hamstring injury. But excellent bowling from Carl Hooper, from Curtly Ambrose and Ian Bishop, not so from Patrick Patterson, who had a pretty ordinary day. Well, on the second day, with Matthews and Healy there, we joined play in the 7th over. 5 runs have been added, and Ian Bishop is the man coming in to bowl to Greg Matthews.
It's beautifully bowled. A perfect line to a left-handed batsman, pitching and moving off the seam. Matthews did everything right. Lifted and went away very sharply.
Yes, that's a top delivery.
Gone. That's good bowling. Pepper tight, threw one a bit short and wide. He went for it, hit it straight to point. A fine piece of bowling by Ian Bishop. That's a vital wicket. Matthews out for a well-made 30. The second new ball was struck.
Yes, I think he was getting a little bit desperate there. Decided that one was full. He had a real full flay at the ball, right off the meat of the bat, but straight to point. Have a look at that. He was playing away from his body a little bit. It was there to hit, I suppose, but really, I suppose the old adage of keeping it on the ground would have been the order of the day. Matthews out for 30, caught by Offerton off the bowling of Bishop. He deserved that wicket, 7 for 264.
Hughes able to frustrate the West Indian fast bowlers here. He's put in some pretty good efforts at the tail end in the past. He scored a 70 in Test cricket against the West Indies in Adelaide some years ago.
Good shot. Healy has timed that to perfection. And the Bishop's over, and it's 7 for 275.
Oh, catch it. Could be out. And Ian Healy's walking, not waiting for the decision from Steve Randell. Helped the ball round on its way. The glove looped it over the keeper, and a very sharp catch indeed there to dismiss Ian Healy, and the success straight away for Richard Richardson. The change of bowling brings the wicket.
This should be very interesting, David. I think the ball hit the back of the bat on the way. That's it. The bat, and Lara takes a very good catch. And Healy very disappointed with that performance. But Australia now 8 for 285.
And McDermott wastes no time in showing aggression. He's going to be caught. Arthurman's underneath it. And no word, he's dropped it. Jimmy Adams, in fact, the substitute fielder on there, got his hands in a good position. And inexplicably let the ball sink to the turf. That would have been 2 wickets this over for Carl Hooper. Would have been a magnificent over for the West Indies had the catch been taken. That's more like, that's a great catch. Brilliant catch from Carl Hooper at second slip. The first ball that Patrick Patterson has dug in short at Craig McDermott, and he's fended it straight to second slip, where Carl Hooper, safe as ever, very, very good hands, has taken the catch.
Very, very good catch indeed. I think this is the 7th time that Patrick Patterson is getting out Craig McDermott, but that was a brilliant catch. Australia lose their 9th wicket. 9 for 288.
Facing Hooper. He's going for it again. That's gone way down towards the outfielder there, and he's got him this time. Yes, he's taken the catch in the outfield there. Bishop, the man, coming in from a wide, long-on position, and he made the catch. And so Hughes, who's been trying to waft it away down towards the mid-wicket boundary, trying to hit a 6 out there, didn't quite latch onto that one, and he's out caught.
You see, and Bishop had a bit of territory to cover there. coming in off the long on boundary, and he handled it pretty well, coming in and around. So Carl Hooper a bit unlucky not to finish with 5 for the innings. That gives him 4 for and his best bowling in Test cricket.
Yes, that a pretty safe catch. Hughes out for 10, caught by Bishop in the deep off the bowling of Hooper, and I can tell you we are now in for some interesting entertainment.
Well, that was a great performance from the West Indians out there. They kept the Australians tied down and picked up those last 4 wickets. This is the card of the Australian innings, all out for 293. Border remained top scorer on 73, Matthews out for 30, Healy a good job 17, and Hughes another good job there 10. Doesn't sound many, but they're valuable in what has been a low scoring innings. 293, the Australians will be dissatisfied with that, but the bowling figures will show just how pleased the West Indians should be. Ambrose very unlucky today, 2 for 53, 29.1 overs and 12 maidens. No justice at all there for Curtly Ambrose. And Bishop 2 for 51, bowled well. Hooper an outstanding effort of spin bowling, 30.1 overs, 4 maidens and 4 for 75. The openers for the West Indies, with not long to go before lunch, are Desmond Haynes and Phil Simmons. We join play in the second over. Bruce Reid is the bowler, and taking strike is Desmond Haynes.
Good shot into the gap on the offside. That probably will go for 4 over that quick area where the nets are down there at extra cover. Into the fence she goes. And so 4 more to the West Indies. No wicket for 9. That's the one he loves. Straight down the ground for 4. Beautiful straight drive that was. Anything up there is going to go, and that's a classic example of it. 4 runs to Simmons. That takes the score to no wicket for 17.
That's well struck. It's in the air, but it beats Border. It's going all the way. Phil Simmons, a very attacking and dangerous batsman. That's the end of the over. No wicket for 25. Out! Yes, good bowling. That was the one. The angled ball, and Mark Taylor at second step took the catch. Just angled it across Desmond Haynes. He went for the big drive, and that's a vital breakthrough.
Just when we were saying how straight they were bowling, the temptation there from Bruce Reid. This is the ball Bill I was talking about, angled across the right-handed batsman. Desmond Haynes going after it. Straight into those safe hands and out. West Indies 1 for 25.
No ball, and he's onto it like a good number 3 should be. There's a fraction short, and he's pulled that beautifully forward a square leg for 4. And that's the danger of dropping short to Richie Richardson. A beautiful hooker and puller, not wearing a helmet. A glorious stroke.
I promise you one more thing here. The no ball made absolutely no difference at all to the shot. Richardson's always looked for that short ball. Plays the hook and the pull at will. And this one, absolutely no doubt at all about it. McDermott straying in length. Richardson almost waiting for that.
Border making a few field changes. Another bounce, it's in the air. There's a man down there. It's wide of him. Bang, into the fence it goes again. Superb hook shot. 2 fours off the over. 1 for 39.
In the air, and what a great catch by Matthews. A little beauty. Taking that one in his left hand. The wicketkeeper was nowhere near it, and look at Merv Hughes. Yes, I think he might be getting one in the ear right there. What a magnificent catch.
A very good catch indeed. Looking at it live, I thought Matthews was moving away from it, but eventually stuck the left hand out. Brilliant catch. West Indies lose their 2nd wicket, and Matthews is delighted. Also, Merv Hughes. West Indies now 2 for 50.
Oh, and that's 4. There's no one down at third man. Thick edge that was. Very low on the bat and went flying away past gully for 4. Oh, he's got him! He's got him! He's hit the bat onto the leg stump. And so that little tactic has worked. The ball bouncing a little bit more than he expected. Hit the inside edge, down onto the leg stump. So Simmons is out, and the West Indies now in trouble. They've lost 3.
Yes, the extra bounce was what got rid of Simmons there. Look at how high this ball bounces. He's trying to get on top of it, dropped it down by his toes, but unfortunately for him, onto the leg stump as well. Bruce Reid, the ploy has worked, going around the wicket, getting the extra bounce. West Indies lose their 3rd wicket. Simmons goes for 27. It's now 3 for 58 West Indies.
That's a lovely shot. Beautiful straight dive by Arthurton. Don't bother chasing that one. Into the fence it goes for 4, so he's off the mark with a 4. Beautiful shot that was, slightly over pitched. Gives you some idea of how good this wicket is.
That's a great shot. Didn't pick out the fieldsman on that occasion.
No ball has been hit harder during this match so far than this one where Arthurton struck Merv Hughes for 4. The last ball of the last over. Merv was not even halfway through his follow-through, and then he said something very complimentary to Keith Arthurton on his way through. Ball fairly whizzed over the outfield. Just like that one.
Well, we've seen some very specialised field placings so far in this West Indies innings. Alan Border is right on the job with his captaincy. But those 2 shots have beaten the field placings. Not surprisingly, because they were hit so hard, they didn't have to be very wide of the fieldsman.
But the Australians formed a very high opinion of him when he made runs against them in one of the limited overs fixtures. But he has had a problem in forcing his way into the major side. He's given that a kick with, or his pad a hit with the bat, or so it looked from here.
So I don't like to see batsmen indicating to umpires before the umpire has given the decision that where they think the ball has hit. Brian Lara on that occasion indicating that he hadn't hit the ball. Actually, the inside edge of the bat clipping the pad. Big shout on this occasion. But once again, it has come from the pad. It's 3 for 84.
Thickish outside edge, but on a wicket which is not bouncing very much, there was never any danger of it carrying to the slips. So the West Indies are finally off 87. A bit of frustration there for the bowler.
McDermott's bowled a good line here to both these left-handers. Brian Lara just opening the face a touch there, but quite safely with the bat angled down. The ball slid off the edge. No one at third man to cut off the boundary. First runs for some time for the West Indies. See Brian Lara over the top of the ball, just twisting his wrists there, opening the face of the bat.
Again, just opening the face of the bat. It was a no ball. So from a situation where he hadn't scored in 25 deliveries, 2 boundaries in a row. So we're seeing another change in bowling. The spin twins will be in operation. Alan Border coming on from the Stanley Street end, off some recent success for Queensland against Victoria. Talking to him during the week, he was rather hopeful of a wet patch just around about leg stump, which he had to bowl to in the game at the Junction Oval last week. A pretty good record as a bowler against the West Indies.
I don't expect the spin twins to be on for too long together. Not long now before tea, but just worth an experiment here for Border, bowling into a little bit of rough outside the left-handers off stump.
Keith Arthurton decides that he likes what he sees, and that's 6.
Well, that's one way of breaking the shackles. And if there is some rough there for Alan Border, it certainly hasn't crossed Keith Arthurton's mind. Opens his shoulders, hits the ball beautifully straight down the ground. Not too much doubt about that.
That's the sort of treatment that the West Indian right-handers meted out to Greg Matthews in the Caribbean last year.
Well placed, brings up the 50 partnership, a very valuable one for the West Indies. It's good to see two young players under pressure, batting with a lot of common sense.
Showing immense responsibility there.
It's well played, finds a gap at mid-iron, that'll go all the way for 4. So they break the shackles on Matthews, using their feet to the pitch of the ball. It's a fine shot, it's going to go all the way for 4. So shortest delivery punished by Brian Lara off the back foot, takes him into the 30s. Superb stroke.
And there's no one at third man. And that's 4 runs to Keith Arthurton. It's Greg Matthews toiling away to Brian Lara. Lara moves into the 40s now with that square drive. That's a nice hook shot, straight to ground and away from Bruce Reid. Lovely shot.
Beautifully played example of the hook shot from Brian Lara. Traditional clash of the gloves. The West Indies batsmen celebrate those 4 runs. Merv Hughes trying to get some life out of this pitch, but Lara very much equal to that one, and Bruce Reid, the man at long leg, and his long legs weren't enough to take him to stop the ball.
One's found the gap. There's not many of them on the offside. Greg Matthews covering quite a bit of ground, only the 2 runs. It's Brian Lara's 50, and a very good 50 it's been. Full of a lot of discipline, but some very good shots. Player with a great deal of flair, and I think we're going to see a lot of Brian Lara, not only through this summer, but for the years to come with West Indian teams.
Played really well, strokes behind point, and some good forcing strokes away in front of the wicket, and 1 or 2 lovely drives. Looks a class player, and Arthurton looks very good also. 3 for 156.
That brings up the 100 partnership between Lara and Arthurton. A very important partnership it's been in the context of this match. West Indies decidedly rocky at 3 for 58. 232 balls in 144 minutes, so it's been at a good run rate. It's a flowing drive, there's no need to chase that. Very good example of the flair and talent that this young man possesses.
He's played 1 or 2 glorious strokes, but nothing better than that one. Open face of the bat. Both these fellas open the face of the bat in driving.
It's in the air, but it's safe.
He didn't quite get that off the meat of the bat, but it was good enough. The outfield is quick. It's 3 for 168.
Keith Arthurton brought up his 50 with that last boundary. He's done it in 119 balls. 1-6, a straight hit from Alan Border's last over before the tea break, and 6 boundaries. That should have been out. It still is out. Ian Healy was able to recover and knock the ball onto the stumps. He missed the first attempt. Lara can't quite work out what's happened. He wants to know what went on, but umpire Terry Prue is absolutely certain that he's out.
Well, it might get down to the question of whether the Australians are certain that he was out. If they know there wasn't a problem in the dismissal, then Lara will accept the umpire's opinion, but Lara is just having a little chat with them and with umpire Prue. Well, Brian Lara has to go. Keith Arton is going in the other direction with not what you'd call a happy expression. And there it is.
Brian Lara was concerned as to whether the ball in fact had hit the stumps.
Well, we've tried all sorts of angles to try and establish exactly what Lara was unhappy about, and we've come up with the answer. Watch this replay. Lara out there now. Watch the ball. There goes the hand onto the stumps, and watch the ball. It goes past the stumps by about 4 inches, I'd say. So you can see his eye on the ball as it goes away past the stumps. And that's why he lay there and said, you can't be serious. But it didn't make any difference.
Well, there you go. Should it have been the wicket-keeper? Should it have been slip? Doesn't matter very much. It's frustration for the bowler, and for Taylor, and for Healy.
First slip is a long way wide here. Ian Healy never looked to be going for that, and in the end Mark Taylor had to dive to his right. Steve Waugh's not impressed with it all.
Yes, that's a bit short, and a good shot. Onto the back foot goes Hooper, right off the meat of the bat. He's a lovely timer of the ball. Into the fence that one goes. What a good shot that was. Just a little short, and he was onto it. Yes, they're all first-class matches. What he wants to do is to post a big 100 in a test match. And if ever you'd want to do it, it'd be right here, because the West Indies got themselves into a lot of trouble after they lost 3 quick wickets. And then things were rectified a bit by Arthurton and Lara. Arthurton looking very comfortable as he hits that one straight down the ground. And that's his top score in Test cricket.
Made under pressure, just when it was needed. Gus Logie was made 12th man, replaced by Keith Arthur, and so he's backed up the touring selectors with a fine knock. And 2 very good days of Test cricket. Nobody in control as yet. Looks to me as if it will be a result test. We're almost at the end of the second day. One side's 4 wickets out. In the second innings of the match, it looks like a decision test match.
Oh, good delivery, that one. That one into him, and that's hurt him. I think that's hit him right in the wind, actually. Or was it hit him on the hand? Yes, it's on the hand. The angle there coming right back at him, and he's in a spot of bother there. Arthurton, not quite sure that he was trying to get out of the way of that. Just wasn't quick enough.
Caught him by surprise, the angle coming around the wicket. And he's either got a low pain barrier, or that's a bad one, because he's put on a bit of a show there. He's on 60. It's getting close to stumps on the second day. It was a good delivery. Out comes the magic spray. Not getting a lot of sympathy from the Australian players, which is not unusual in a test match. He's going to bat on. He's putting the glove on. I think it's 60 not out in the final minutes of the second day. And his captain would expect him to do that.
McDermott taking his time, going right back. He's going to roar in for this last delivery. One slip and a gully in place. Away he goes now, bowling to Hooper. to a bowl just outside off stump, steered away down towards third man. They'll get one, and so 4 down for 195. So off come the bails, and the players, umpires and batsmen will return to the dressing room. So that's the West Indian scorecard. Arthurton out there on 61, and Hooper is not out 14. 4 for 195. They've received 63 overs, and play tomorrow will begin at 10 o'clock local time.